All right, we're on borrowed time here because my kids are upstairs and my husband's out doing yard things. So let's do this. We're gonna talk about Syngoniums. I am Pam. I am obsessed with these guys and I am gonna show you why. So I am watering the Syngonium garden. I basically keep all my plants grouped throughout my house in sections, and that makes watering a ton easier because generally if you have the same type of plant and the same type of environment and the same type of pot, they're going to be ready to be watered at roughly the same time. So if you have a hard time keeping on a plant-dependent schedule and you need more a time-dependent schedule, in other words, you need to water on Saturdays and maybe, I don't know, whatever day you want to water on. Syngoniums are also known as arrowhead plants. Generally speaking, the plant leaf is going to be somewhat in a arrowhead shape. I find these to be, oh man, that's not good. I just pot you. Oh, fuck. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and repot most of these, or whichever ones need repotting. When they're coming out of that small of holes, it's time. They're looking for somewhere to go. This is Wendlandii. That is how it is spelled. I don't know that that's how it is said. W-E-N. Whatever. Who cares? It is my weirdest of them all. Anyway, Syngoniums are weird because they're all individual little vines. So when you look, each individual one, so you can start tying them up if you want them to start growing, which is what I have been doing. Let's tighten it up actually. Okay. So I'm going to take this vine here. This is the biggest one. This particular one is this much of the plant. This one is 1, 2, 3, 5 vines, and I'm going to go ahead and start tying up 2 of them. And I'm just going to attach them gently to the pole, which is just a piece of driftwood that I found at the beach that I liked. And it's just giving it support and something for me to attach it to, basically. It's not a moss pole. It's not gonna grow. It's not gonna grow aerial roots into it or anything. I'm just seeing what it looks like when they get big. You can let these trail if you want. I haven't let any trails so far. I've got one that's starting. I'll show you here. But they're an interesting breed. I find them really easy care. Water them quite well. I just have them in like my regular potting mix. Well, it's not as chunky as, say, my Monstera soil would be. Those are planted like really chunky. Anything that you find, anything that would normally grow in the jungle isn't gonna mind an extra bit of bark, because bark, trees, where they live, makes them feel like home. Anyway, there's a million varieties of these. It's just a regular old Allusion berry, probably, or it's some little mini thing. I don't honestly know which one this one is. So if anybody would like to give their best guess, there you go. What do you think? I'm just kind of letting this one do whatever. It's, man, whatever. I'm more impressed with, say, you know, the neons. Look at that pink. These just sit in a like a south-ish facing window, which is actually my front yard facing, and so it actually, like, my front patio kind of covers it. It's very dappled shade, medium low light. I actually am starting to think that it might be a little too low for the winter. It's great in the summer. It gets a lot of kind of bright hot light right there at the end of the day. Not at 3 o'clock, but at like 5 o'clock. So it's not burning them or anything like that, but they're just getting that real rich late afternoon delight. Is that a, we could do that, I guess, sure. What else do I have here? This is some sort of a strawberry cream something or other. Like, new leaves come in really this bright. That doesn't look pink at all, does it? Well, whatever, in the right light, it's pink, trust me. But yeah, it starts out that really bright pink, and then it's gonna fade to this like darker green over time. But it still keeps that little bit of pink in the middle there. I don't know. I just love the way the leaves look different, young to old, both in shape and color, and they grow like crazy. They just grow nonstop and they grow fast. And I see people disliking them, and I'm not really sure why. I don't really get the hate. I mean, yeah, they don't really do anything, but it's a plant, so I'm not gonna like keep teaching tricks or anything. You could try, but you probably could find better things to do with your time. Like teach your cat to sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. This is Batik. When it gets older, the leaves are going to look like this. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a pull, because we are actually, I know I said that the arrow roots aren't gonna grow into it, although I have an extra moss pole. I have 3 extra moss poles. Oh, honey, I'm gonna pull you. This is a Maria, and it comes with these, this one has these amazing dark, fuck me. Okay, well, I am gonna show you this now. Up close, it's got these really cool, pretty leaves. And I'm not gonna panic, you know why? Because it's a Syngonium, and it just broke off where there's a whole bunch of those nodes I was talking about. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna stick it right here in with the rest of my, oh crap, they fell off plants. Right in there. And it's gonna grow roots. And when it grows roots, I'm gonna put it in its new little pot. And then I'm gonna have a new plant. Or I could wait till it has roots and I could pot it right back in to its mom to say sorry that I broke your baby. I'll give her back. You know, I don't know, I love how red these are in the middle. They're just like, oh my god, why is the color so bad in my kitchen? I have this one just kind of standing up. I actually stuck a like branch in there and I just tied it in a circle. So I basically, yeah, just took all the vines and just made it into one, just to keep it a little bit more upright. But you see it is starting to go off. And so what you can do is you can really let them trail if you want, and then you can even put them in a hanging. Oh, for fuck's sake. But I want to talk about Jennie. When I had a client meeting with a new client a couple of years ago. We were talking about something, it was just like the initial consult, and if I remember correctly, I at one point interrupted her to ask what the plant behind her was. Said, I have no idea, but I know that they propagate really easily, so I'll give you a cutting. And then she still hired me even though I was a rude weirdo. Anyway, so that little plant grew into a little bit bigger plant, and that grew into a larger plant, and now we have Jennie, who is very tall. And she's amazing. Look at this. This is why I encourage the climbing up. I think they grow so much faster. This one, oh, god damn it, her roots are coming out too. But those look more like, this is really wet, so I think that hers were more just looking for something. Anyway, I'm not repotting her, she doesn't need it. I have a big tripod in her, which I could have done a moss pole and she'd probably love it, but I don't want to. I like the tripod. I think it looks cool. I think you can see the plant better, you know what I mean? Like, you can see through it. You don't have a big ass hole in the middle of it. She's trailing for the first time. This is the first time I have it. Immediately I tied her up in all the places. I've got those beezy tethered pretty good. But she's finally up the top and oh gosh, it's too tall. And she is not stopping. So I'm trying to decide what comes next. I might just get some more bamboo and make a bigger one. I buy these by the bag on Amazon. They're just 6-foot bamboo. I don't know, what is that? 1/4 inch or so. I think they work really well. They're somewhat easy to cut through with a good pair of shears, and they're really sturdy, and they stay put. And it's a lot cheaper than moss poles, to be honest. So if you are looking for a way to have things grow up and you don't like the look of a moss pole, or you have some big ass sticks laying around, play with it. Tie your plant to something. See what happens. It might get really fucking big. You can keep these in, you know, medium light, like the dappled shade, which if you don't know what that means, it's kind of spotty looking, like you see, like it's coming through leaves outside and you see it on that's dappled. So if it looks like that, if it's just getting some direct light, medium to brightish light, don't give them direct sun. Do not give them direct sun. Their little delicate leaves will scorch and you will burn them, and then it will not be happy. Yeah, wait for them to dry out quite a bit. They do like water, but they'll start getting yellow and falling off if you're overwatering them. But I haven't killed one from overwatering, so that's like a plus, right? They're forgiving, shall we say. I mean, don't do it all the time. Don't, you know, drown them constantly, just like you don't want to like make them live through droughts all the time. Just try and be consistent with them. All I'm saying is if you forget, or if you trip and spill your water into it, which is not a thing that happens, but it's what I just thought of, it'll be okay. Water-wise, I don't seem to have much of a problem giving them my tap water. They prefer rainwater, but what plant wouldn't? If you want them to get bigger, put them in a one size bigger pot and give them some yummy soil like I have here. I like to give them some little extra vitamins in their water when I water them every time. It's worm castings and that sort of thing. So just like natural, literally natural fertilizer. But I think they're pretty easy. All right, got any Syngonium questions? Throw them at me. I don't have a preference on the variety. I really love the Batik, and I am really excited to watch it mature because those leaves just get really gorgeous. The Wendlandii I thought I would like more. It kind of scares me a little bit. There's just something about it. It's like, I don't know, they look real velvety and stuff. They're not. They just have this incredible like sheen almost to them. I don't know, there's something really frightening about this plant. I mean, it can obviously stay. I just want to like take extra good care of it, you know what I mean? Don't piss it off. All right, I'm gonna go repot some Syngoniums. Anyway, just wanted to show the Syngonium roots real quick because I'm just a little confused. They really shouldn't need a repot yet, and so I don't. Generally, having roots come out the bottom is a fairly good indication that they're ready for a repot. But what happened? What it hit?
Plant fell over.
Which plant?
A plant. No.
Which? All right. Let me see here. No, don't really need that either. No, I'm gonna give it a new pole. So I'll give it a little bit bigger pot. Nope, not even close. Shit. So rather than put these in a bigger pot, since they really don't need it, I'm just went ahead and put fresh soil in their original pot. I'm gonna add a pole to this one, and then we're gonna go back home. Holy cow. I'll talk to you guys later.